Yeah, people shake their head when they see that interview. His attorney was present off camera for the interview, has to step in and correct him. No, Jerry, you aren't attracted to kids. You just enjoy spending time with young people. Why would the attorney let him do this? Why would he agree to the interview? Straight to my guest, body language expert Mark Edgar Stevens is here with me in the studio, along with attorney Meg Strickler. She was herself a victim of sexual abuse, and attorney Ben Andreozzi, who represents 3 of Sandusky's alleged victims. Ben, did the victims or their families have a reaction to this new interview?
One of the things that I've been encouraging the victims to do is try not to worry about what's going on with the media and what Mr. Sandusky's doing publicly. I have spoken with them, and some of them have seen Mr. Sandusky's interviews, and I think they're appalled. They're appalled by the fact that he can't answer a simple question.
So let me play devil's advocate for just a quick second, and I don't. This is no means do I want to lay blame at victims. I just want to sort of address the range of what people are thinking out there. What if people say that he seems not credible, but there's no proof? What do the victims have to tell us? I'm sure they'll tell us one day that will sort of they'll ice this story, so we can not listen to these denials anymore. I guess is the question I have.
Well, I think if you look at the sheer volume, the number of people who are coming forward, the fact that you've got so many allegations and they're similar, there's a pattern. You know, in representing sexual assault victims, multiple victims in one case, you often see a pattern of the perpetrator, and Mr. Sandusky's fitting that bill to the T.
And Meg, let me go out to you. You're both an attorney and a survivor. How do you react to his denials? What's your reaction? Do you have any kind of response to it?
Absolutely. First off, it's sickening, but he's being a very normal pedophile here. I mean, he's living in this very different world here where he's saying, look, I didn't do anything wrong. It's their fault. They reached out to me and I'm working with them. I didn't do anything wrong. Showering with these boys is no big deal. And so it's just that's how he rationalizes his behavior, his awful behavior, that has completely victimized these poor people. And he has no idea. I mean, for real, I don't think in his mind in any way, shape, or form does he understand what he's saying makes no sense to a normal person here. He thinks this is all normal. Everybody does this. It's very childlike the way he speaks, the way he talks, the way he acts. He doesn't do eye contact. I mean, he does everything. It's like textbook. And it's a little sad that his lawyer, now as a criminal defense lawyer talking here, I cannot believe that he's out there talking to the media about his case. Silence is golden here, guys, and he's not doing it. It's very, very strange.
And Meg, let's just again, I'm just trying to think this all through and all the possible angles. Let's say he didn't actually sexually abuse somebody. He only showered naked with young boys that are not his and hugged them to the point that they felt uncomfortable. What if your son or you yourself as a young person had an adult male authority figure doing that kind of thing to you? Wouldn't that be traumatic enough?
Understand my background, so obviously that happened and then some. So, you know, I did not find that particularly is wrong across the board. And it's a slippery slope. If you're allowing somebody, and everybody's letting this elephant live in this Penn State world, who's letting these things, activities, if they are benign, nothing happened, it's still a little bizarre. Why did this behavior happen if that's just it? It's still abuse. Again, in the state of New York, state of California, state of Georgia, all the states I practice in, if you expose yourself naked in the shower, that in of itself, by definition, is a crime. It still is, and he admitted to that.
Meg, that's my point. Mark, let me go to you.
Yes.
Let's say he was a young college student and hugged a girl at a fraternity party who didn't want to be hugged, or had groomed her into believing that he was safe, but he went a little too far with it and was, I don't know, not even in the shower, but just, you know, crossing boundaries.
Yes.
That's not okay.
Yeah, physically he's crossing all sorts of boundaries.
And emotionally, too. They're my family. They're not his family.
They're not his family. And the thing is, what you see in the interviews, Sandusky is approaching this like the little boy that got his hand caught in the cookie jar and says, I didn't really do anything wrong. I wasn't really going to do anything wrong. Everything that he's done physically, that he's actually admitted, that alone is enough for us to say, wait a minute, this is wrong. You crossed too many physical boundaries. Yes. What is that body language saying?
Yes. And there was a moment in the interview that both you and I noticed when he was talking about having been talked to by the athletic director.
Yes.
And he has a 90-degree head aversion. He looks at the ground. He doesn't speak for a while. What did you see there?
That's right. Every time we avert the head, we look down, especially when we're being asked something like what he was being asked, a lot of shame, a lot of embarrassment, a lot of guilt. all of his body language is consistent with deceptive body language, which is, it's hard for him to admit that he's done something wrong, but obviously he knows. Otherwise, he wouldn't be looking down with so much guilt and so much shame.
And is there a defiance there, too? Is that what I'm seeing also?
I'm not seeing so much defiance. You see defiance when you say, I did not sleep with that woman. This is like the little kid that really is trying to do everything all around you except go right for the truth. He literally does all of this manipulative body language so you can't see what's really going on with him, so that you never get to the truth of it. And in the way that he's answering even, he's not answering anything directly. It's like the little kid that's going to dance all the way around so that you don't go right for him, because if you do that, you're going to see a cornered animal.
Oh, interesting. Well, let's listen to one more time. It's an unbelievable little piece of tape. I want you to pay attention to the body language. This is from the New York Times. Watch.
If I say, no, I'm not attracted to boys, that's not the truth, because I'm attracted to young people, boys, girls.
Yeah, but not sexually. You're attracted because you enjoy spending time.
Right. I enjoy, that's what I was trying to say. I enjoy spending time with young people. I enjoy spending time with people. I mean, my two favorite groups are the elderly and the young.
Now, I saw something a little bit interesting this time. I didn't see it last time we watched it. When he said, I'm not, what do you mean I'm not attracted to boys? He actually expressed a little disgust.
Yes.
Like, how could I not be attracted to boys?